Hello there, YouTube, and welcome to Saturday the 4th of July. It's Independence Day here in the United States, and it's the 250th Independence Day. I've been out here, probably spent a couple hours on it, and that was about an hour ago. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon now. I rolled old Dirty FLiRTy out. You remember Dirty FLiRTy? FLiRTy was quite dirty, so we just started calling her Dirty FLiRTy. Let's show you with no waxing of any kind. All I did, I used one product on it, and then just simple soap and water. Washed it by hand. That's Dirty FLiRTy. There's no wax been done. Nothing's been sprayed on it. Well, one thing was sprayed on it to start with. But look at that. That's not the same motorcycle. It is, but it's not. We got some little smudgy things, like right across here. That's where that tie-down thing was for that rain bag that was on that Saddleman roll bag she had. Well, that thing floundered in the rain and the mud and put some marks on it. Just a little mark there. I don't know if that's some kind of a smudge. I don't go too crazy. And then the straps for it rubbed on there. I tried to get it off, but Kelly was doing her own strapping. She goes, I got it. I said, we gotta be careful it doesn't touch, because dirt gets on there to rub it. Well, I noticed when I took it off. I mean, I can't blame her. She's not used to doing that stuff. But anyway, and you can still see bud spackles, stains from bugs that are on there. So, I mean, like I say, it hasn't been waxed at all. We're really worried about the tank. There's a little bit of flat spot on the tank where she rubbed her legs against a very, very dirty motorcycle. But look at that. No wax anywhere. That's crazy. Oh, I keep going on about that. And I used a whole can on it. It's that simple green. It's called foaming Cristal. And you just simply spray it on. It foams on. And they tell you, how long to let it sit. Oh, I left the light out here too. But how long to let it sit if it's dirty, and if there's really nasty stuff, to scrub it, and you can let it sit for a while. It doesn't dry real quick. Just have your water and everything ready to rinse it off once it activates. But if you guys remember all the stuff that was all collecting all back here, especially on this other side, I don't know why. I don't know if it's flinging off the front wheel or what, but all around the tranny inspection plug, all around that ground strap and stuff there on the top of the transmission, all that stuff. Remember, it was ground in around that wiring harness. I took that little pancake air compressor that I have in the garage, and I just blew all this stuff out. Got all that stuff out of the way, and there she is. That's crazy how well that stuff works. Purty nuts. Yeah, you can see some of the flatness in there. One thing, if you don't know about Harleys, they have a really thick clear coat. Crazy thick clear coat on them. That doesn't mean be careless and abusive to them, but you got a lot of room to take out some of that stuff. I think Harley's smart enough to know that these kind of rides are going to happen. And you can't, put bags over everything. You got to ride it. And she definitely picked up some, like that one. That's a healthy rock chip. And yeah, she probably shouldn't have rode. There wasn't that many on there before. Riding right behind that red rock, and that red rock's missing that lower guard on there. So it was just whizzing stuff out of there. And I would literally hear, through her Cena, I would hear stuff hitting her windshield. It's crazy. Oh, Dirty FLiRTy is Purty FLiRTy now. So before I stow it away, I will you gotta ride them. Don't wash them and put them away. You need to take them, you know, about kind of like a, you know, not doing a short run. And I didn't fire it up to get it out here. I backed the truck up and I left it a little farther in, and I go, yeah, I'm not gonna get flirty through that hole. So I backed it up enough that I just roll it out and roll it up. And these things, just like spiders, they roll really easy. It's funny, people that panic, oh Lord, let me give you a hand. They come running up to help you push a spider. And I'm like, dude, you realize how easy these things roll? You got the license to go through there?
Yeah.
That's pretty tricky. I thought you were practicing on a bow and you ended up making a lace art thing. You did that all by yourself?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I was doing it on the porch.
Now you need another lace to do the other side.
It was pretty tricky though.
Pretty tricky?
Yeah. I bet I can take it off.
Well, I wouldn't take it off. It's pretty. Show your mom.
She's sleeping.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Wait and show your mom.
I don't.
She's going to be sad she missed it. All of that work just going away. Anyway.
Where you going?
I'm walking around your Nana's motorcycle, checking her out.
Oh.
So maybe I'll get something and wipe it down. At least I like to put the bug slide on the shield because it leaves a coating on there. And man, it comes off so easy. Every time we'd stop, and I got a little tiny, I think it's a 4-ounce bottle. I go hit a couple there, hit the rag about 3 or 4 times with a little mister.
Wait, did I say I bet I could take it off?
What's that?
Did I say I bet I could take it off?
I don't know if you bet me or not. You might have. I might have to rewind the video and see what your words were.
I did it.
You did, didn't you? Her and them Crocs. And then they got the 4-wheel locker. What do you do when you go fast? Show us what you do when you go fast in your Crocs. And you don't want them to fall off. When you need to kick them into high gear, you put the lock on them. This is how you go fast. You put the locker down. And they stay on at high speeds. It's like your 4-wheel drive locker. There's some TikTok gal that, it was some country thing. It was really funny. And she always had something in her mouth, acting like a cigarette. And she was talking about kicking Crocs in a 4-wheel drive. And
I think both of you to that truck.
well, I'm always afraid of you running out there, and there's more rocks out there than grass. But anyway, I'm gonna roll out this. We'll take FLiRTy for a quick rip. I had to take Sasha in. I go inside to I was coming around, I was putting stuff away, and I hear this tick, 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 tick. I'm like, what the heck is that sound? And it was Sasha freaking out. They were starting off some fireworks out there, but we're gonna take FLiRTy around the block there. You need to ride them after you wash them, so we're gonna do that next. I'll tell you something here in a sec. So what I was gonna tell you is, I must have bumped that mirror when I was watching. When I'm using the DJI Osmo Action 6. It's like a GoPro action camera, and the mic minis with the receiver attached. It is very much not waterproof. So I haven't used that since we got back from the trip. I haven't used this camera, and I was using the Action 5 Pro, which was the camera before this one, when I was doing the vlog and walking around FLiRTy. And anyway, I plugged the mic in, and I'm going, always test, make sure I got mics. Well, there's no sound wave going across. So there's a little adapter there was literally still moisture after, what's it been now? Over a week? Yeah, it had moisture in it. I never thought to look at that. You notice he had running lights on that Road King, but no headlight. But anyway, so it's brass. Nothing was corroded. I cleaned it off and put it back on. Now suddenly I got mics. So maybe it wasn't the USB-C port that was acting up. It was that adapter. So I think I've showed you a little clamshell case that the receiver and the two transmitters, which are the mics, sit in the case, and I think it'll recharge everything like 3 or 4 times. So not only is it a handy case that keeps everything all together, it will just keep you charged. These mics last about 11 hours, but I don't think the receiver lasts that long. I think it's like 8 or 9 hours, but I try to plop them in that case. I have the case handy like when we're traveling, but all that means nothing when they're not waterproof. So I need to, and I still haven't done that, use the Cena 60S and pair it to the Action 6 here and see how well that works. And if I pair it to the camera, does it pick up I would imagine it would pick up the conversations that are going on. Now I know with the Hero 13, I don't think the previous GoPro Heroes would do that. The new Hero or GoPro Mission 1, that's like next level. You are literally on another plane with that thing. But it's really nice, but man, is it expensive. I'll probably end up with one because it's just, you can plug any USB mic, powered, unpowered, plug it in, it works. Nothing's locked out like it was before. It's just, it's friendly. It's like an iPhone. You can stick anything into it and it'll recognize it, you know, unless it's, you know, drawing too much power or something like that. But anyway, with the Hero 13, you can Bluetooth to the, using a Bluetooth mic, you can, you can Bluetooth your headset to it, but I didn't like the sound at all. So I don't see how doing it to a different camera is going to be different, but it sounds very tinny sounding. But if I can get all the conversations and everything going, and I don't have to worry about waterproofness, I just seal the camera up, you know, put its door back on, the waterproof door that is now open to plug that receiver into it. That's where the problem was. Well, apparently the problem was the little USB-C adapter that attaches to it. The water was getting in there. God, I'm surprised it didn't zap something. And that the box isn't, the little clamshell that holds it all isn't waterproof, so I'm sure it aired out, but it didn't air out where that connection was. I was surprised when I looked at the connections. I go, that almost looks damp, and I wiped it with my finger and I go, oh my lord, it's damp. So I got to a bright light and checked it out there. Nice. Probably I don't know, whatever, the water didn't harm anything, so I'll let it all air out. This whole thing is spunky, boy. What I loved when the mics everything was working with the Bluetooth mics, you could hear FLiRTy in the background. In fact, you hear FLiRTy, you didn't hear the Canyon Red Rock. It's just so quiet when you're going down the road, but man, you could hear that droning of this thing back there. And I don't care who you are, even if you don't like Harleys at all, there's no one that doesn't listen to the sound of a Harley and go, man, it is actually a thing. It is considered one of the most soothing sounds in the world. And I'm not talking about some raspy, nasty, loud thing. So this is the 114. And that Road Glide 3 that we rode in Florida, that was a 117 with VVT. And that thing, I mean, those things feel like super bikes. If you haven't ridden a Milwaukee 8 with VVT, do yourself a favor and go test ride one. I'm not telling you to go buy it, because it's either a limited or a Road Glide 3, which they're spendy, or a Street Glide 3. You know, it's going to be one of the more expensive, or CVOs. They all have it. It just, you just can't imagine where the power is absolutely everywhere. It's nuts. And how you can just grunt that thing down and it doesn't care. It just changes the cam timing and becomes an RV cam or something. You know, it's ready to go pull a stump. Man, is it beautiful out here. Kind of surprised somebody catching up to me out there. I mean, I'm not flying through here, but I'm going 50. This road is, she's quite rough. Poor Kelly over some of those crazy roads we went through. She never said anything. I think she's afraid to say anything, because I'll end up going and getting it for her. And now we're going to be in debt for another 5 years when I've only got months before this thing's paid off. She doesn't do bad, but it's nothing like that Dion. You'd be going through this thing thinking you're on a really well suspended two-wheeler. When you take the turns, although FLiRTy has no fight in her whatsoever. If you've ridden any of the older, like the old tri-glides, the big ones, you know, the big touring ones, man, you bank them things into a turn, and I mean, it wants to go straight. It really wants to go straight. Of course, the Canyon Red Rock definitely wants to do the same. It's considerably harder to ride than FLiRTy here in the twisties. Although Kelly's never done that kind of stuff before, you know. Not that I go far, but I ride a Spyder probably every single day almost at work. So I don't remember the RTs being like that. I think it's just the height of it. And of course, in sport mode, the DPS is probably set to low, which makes it harder to steer. But if you boost up the DPS on it, then they get twitchy. You know, it's just like a sports car. You have, you know, power steering when you're you know, going slow, parking lots, you know, slow speed stuff, and then as you get going, the power steering goes away and it just acts like a manual. I think that's what the Canyon's doing in sport mode. Oh no, is it going over the road? No. Sprinkler, I don't know if you guys can notice that. That would be terrible. Well, Kelly, I got your bike all clean, but we'll just do the shorter loop here. I'm not going to go all the way out. It is crazy how this thing does, like the well, I think I talked about before when I rode this thing, and you force it and you trigger the VSS one, just like all modern things. It doesn't start flashing lights at you. It just takes things away, and you'll feel the throttle go away, and you can tell it's going a little too fast. Can't fly a wheel with it. Lord, I've tried, and it just goes whoop, and it you almost get to that point where it feels like it's gonna fly a wheel, and takes everything away, and you go, and it just does it in this soft, kind way, and you're back down and driving normal. Then it gives everything back to you. Doesn't put you in any kind of limp mode. There's no reset button. It's just shaking its finger at you, going, boy, what I warned you about going too fast out here. I just barely made that turn before I dipped the wheel off the other side. Good old FLiRTy. So when the mics are working, which everything was fine on the first day on that first video release, and he's got their flag going. I like how he's got it on the back of his tractor out there. It's zero turn. Boy, that Sasha, did she come unhinged. I thought I heard something when I was standing there in the carport, and then you know, I gathered some stuff up to bring it in the garage, and I hear I'm like, what is that? It, you know, sounds like a dog scratching or something. Well, it was a dog scratching, and the metal shop door, she is just going flat to town on that thing. I opened that door and she about knocked me over. She came in and boom, her cable only goes so far before it stops. So I grabbed her leash and, I mean, jumping all over me, freaking out. She didn't want to go for a walk. She wanted inside. We got to keep trying to find where Danny's hid. He goes underneath beds, underneath Kelly's craft table, knocking, because she's got stuff stacked underneath there, and it's knocking stuff down. Just making a heck of a mess. Danny is the one that's most afraid of the fireworks. When people are out there, you know, throwing rounds down lane, when we go on walks, those are the days he won't go. And after the 4th of July, I probably won't get him to go for quite a while, because he's afraid they're out there. He doesn't want to go too far from where he can get in the house. Last couple of days, we're letting fireworks off at night. During the day we're at work, he sits in the bedroom with Christy, and he's never had an accident in the house ever, even as a little puppy. So he'll wait till she goes out for something, then he'll go out with her. But otherwise, or he just holds it. Oh, FLiRTy, she is a pleasure. Doesn't have that Dion and new forks and all that stuff, and the VVT, but as long as you don't ride one of those, you ride this, and it's very comfortable, very pleasing, very well mannered, lots of power. This thing doesn't even know Kelly's even on it. Boy, I tell you, we had her rolling. There's one time she was at work, she was going, well, I didn't like it. They had me going up to 80 miles an hour down these, you know, country roads. We were trying to outrun that storm. Sad to tell her that night, I heard her telling the parts director. I said, Kelly, you must not have been paying attention to your speedo, because I seen 90 and 91 a couple of times on the digital speedo on the Red Rock. She goes, well, I'm glad I didn't see it. I'm glad I didn't know. And she just got used to the speed and did perfectly fine. Well, anyway, I'm going to roll out on this, and the wind is probably cutting the mic out. It's so loud, so we'll talk at you here in a bit. Thanks for coming for a ride on FLiRTy. Now, Pretty FLiRTy. Well, FLiRTy is now parked back in her little spot. Got her battery tender going on her. Ready for that next ride. That is a fun bike. Very fun bike. I see why Kelly just loves this old thing. She's a good old gal. spunky and fun. Well, we rang her out this time. But there she is. Dirty FLiRTy is now Purty FLiRTy. Well, hello there, you two. You'll hear a lot of banging out there. Oh, I haven't even told her yet. I took Sasha for a walk and had a close encounter with a bobcat.
Uh-oh.
And what's funny is laying on a log. I've told you that story about my friend Dean Evans and I were up at a, I forget what,
or something.
some dam. And he's the one, when he ran through all the sticker briars and stuff, just left a great big path. There wasn't even a path there and didn't get a single cut on him. Anyway, Sasha freezes and I'm like, what do you see? And then all of a sudden I hear this little hiss. I look up and whoa, and I see it. Sasha lunges, the cat flips around backwards and is that marsh grass down at the very end down there. And man, I got my heartbeat going.
Oh, I bet.
Wasn't expecting that.
No.
Total silence out there. But Mama's been in the craft house out here like for hours now.
Yeah.
It kind of became a storage place and everything just kind of gets thrown in there. Well, she's getting all organized, all the Christmas, some of the Christmas stuff. We're going, whatever happened to that?
I know, I hadn't seen some of that stuff in a long time, and I'm going, I know I had this or that.
So it's got a loft up top, and we're trying to utilize that up there to put the big stuff and get it off the ground and make it a craft house again.
Yes.
Had a little heater out there, radios out there. I used to do, if you watch the early old channel, well, I still have the channel, the Shawn Smoak channel. I used to do little camera reviews and stuff out there because it was quiet and the lighting was good and it was peaceful. And it was warm in there because they were, you and Ryan's girlfriend at the time were out there all the time doing craft stuff.
Doing stuff.
It was nice and peaceful away from everything. But anyway, we're going to call it a day at that.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give her a thumbs up. And you guys have an amazing Sunday or Monday.
Heck yeah. All right.
Hope your 4th was wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Ours is about to happen here.
Yep.
Chrissy's going to take the kids down the Windlock. They have a great big fireworks display down there. So they're going to do that tonight.
Yeah.
We've seen enough fireworks things in our lives. There'll be enough going on around the house. And plus the dogs are going to be
The dogs will
tripping.
freak if we left. So.
Yeah. All right. See you tomorrow.
See you then.
Bye now.
Bye.